What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. It is nothing but good news and good feelings out there. Hopefully, everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. Hope you celebrate everything. Hope you had a great meal. It is time to get back at it once again on the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. It's time to zig when daggone other people zag, and that's what we're gonna be doing today. How you doing, Mr. Kcamp? How you doing?
What up? What up? What up? What up, my good people? Shalom, Aiyuk to my good people, and shalom, Aiyuk to my bad people. May you learn to become good. Why? Because we need good people in this world. What's up, man? Happy 4th. Most of America's independence. Not everybody's, but most of America's independence. Hope y'all enjoyed it and was safe.
Yep.
For those out there in Houston, y'all be safe. In Jamaica, y'all be safe. Hurricane Burrow. What's his name in Burrow?
I don't know.
Is
You're now listening to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And now your hosts, Christian and Kris, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports.
How would it be? Man, what is an acting a fool?
Right. These days. What's up, man? What's cracking?
Man, nothing much, man. Just chilling and everything and looking and checking out, man, this news and everything up in the NFL. You know, man.
What's new? I don't even know what's new.
Shoot, Brandon Aiyuk, trade rumors. Talk about the dude looking up at the daggone Commanders, like liking tweets and things like that with like Jaden Daniels and everything. And then you already know what that's swirling. Now they got proposed trades, like 3 proposed trades that they would do right now.
Who is that?
So the proposed number 1 is the Commanders get Brandon Aiyuk. The 49ers get a 2025 first round pick. The second proposal, because he keeps looking at the Commanders, so that's what they're basing it off of. The second proposal is the Commanders get Brandon Aiyuk again. But the 49ers get De'Ami Brown and a second round pick in 25 and a 4th round pick up in 2025 also. And then the last but not least proposal, it is a 3-way trade. You have the Broncos would trade Jamison Crowder, I guess, to Washington. Oh, no. Hold on. The Broncos get Jamison Crowder, and then they also get a 25 third-round pick from Washington. The Commanders get Brandon Aiyuk, and the 49ers get Cortland Sutton from Denver, and then a 2025 second-round pick from Washington. What in the world? Hold on. What was this person thinking about that last proposal? Like, why the world would Washington give the 49ers a second-round pick? Well, I guess because they're still getting – I guess because they're still getting Brandon Aiyuk. So, what are your thoughts about those trades right there?
I mean, I think it's all a ploy, honestly, just for Brandon Aiyuk to get more money. I think that now is the time. The holiday is over, right? Mm-hmm. So it's going to happen. If it happens, it's going to happen now within the next few weeks. I think. I just can't see them trade Brandon Aiyuk. I don't know. I would trade Debo. I don't get why they would trade Brandon Aiyuk, but you've seen stranger things happen before. And I would be shocked if they trade Brandon Aiyuk over Debo. But yeah, they gotta pay. I know they gotta pay Brock next year, but man, yeah, it just don't make it. To me, it didn't make any sense. And Brandon Aiyuk is doing what he's supposed to do. He's trying to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Look, either pay me or send me over to Washington. It's a win-win for Brandon Aiyuk because I'm guessing they're gonna pay him.
But my thing is, why would he want to go to Washington when they already got Scary Terry? They already got Jahan Dotson. I guess. Oh, wait, never mind. The air raid offense, things like that.
I mean, they played with each other, but yeah, why Washington? It's still a lot of mouths to feed, though.
Yeah, a lot of mouths to feed, but up in the air raid offense, man, you just throwing the ball. So what? Scary Terry's gonna get what? 9 to 10 targets a game. Right now, you can get 6 to 7 or 6 to 8. Would he want more? Probably, but he's not the one there, so he might actually end up being he might be the number 2 or the number 3, depending on how John Dotson feels about that.
Might be. I mean, Terry's older though. Terry's 29, right? So
he's 39, 29, but he never had a QB. Look at him. The dude is still doing good.
He's still doing good. I don't know what BA is thinking. I mean, Pittsburgh is out there too, I guess. But I think he's just doing what he got to do to try to get paid, like Justin Jefferson did. So
yeah, trying to get paid.
I mean, he should get Amon Ra type money. In my opinion, I think he should get that somewhere around there. So he shouldn't get JJ money or CD Lamb money, but he should get that for sure. But the grass ain't always greener.
Yeah, that is right.
But I think a deal gets done. Usually the deal happens in July. The holiday is over with. Let's see what happens. Got to get done before training camp.
I was about to say, we'll see if a deal has not gotten done by training camp, what do you think he's going to end up doing? Do you think he's going to hold out?
Because they taxing you, ain't they? They taxing you. You're not coming to training camp.
But the thing about it is they tax you, but then at the end of the day, if you end up signing a deal, all that money that you get is going right back to them anyway. It's like, hey, up on top of this, y'all trying to tax me this amount. You need to go in and cover this amount up in the deal just so you can go and take that money back. So, I don't know. But if that's all that we have for in the news.
No, I think I don't even want to talk about them. I was going to say something.
Go and talk about them, man.
No, Dak had a boot on, but he's apparently out the boot.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So I mean, and you think they're gonna pay him? They have to pay him. They don't have a choice, right? Unless they got faith in Trey Lance.
I don't think they will pay him, to be honest with you.
So you think he'll be the odd man out? You don't think C-Lamb will be the odd man out?
No, they're gonna pay CD and then let. So this is what I think might happen. They would pay CD. Dak is gonna play his year out.
Mm-hmm.
If they have options. They can either franchise tag him. I don't know what that money's gonna be like. And
franchise tag who? Dak,
yeah. And then if they suck that bad, then they can still trade up to get one of these rookie QBs coming out. And you already know Dagon Shador's coming out. I've already said this up on other podcasts. I think that's where he's going, to Dallas, if Jerry really wants him that bad.
Really?
So you still got CD. Say they don't want to go a rookie, then you still got Dak that you can renegotiate during the offseason. If not, well, let's see what those franchise tag numbers going to end up looking like.
But why would they franchise tag him for next year? Just to have a rookie sit behind
him? Maybe. Depending on if they don't think that rookie's ready. But they still going to push him through.
What about the coaching staff?
I wouldn't.
What about Trey Lance?
Who?
Okay. So why you go get Trey Lance if you don't see nothing in them?
What'd they give up?
I mean, why?
What'd they give up? Like a 7th round pick?
I don't know what it was. Was it 7? Oh. I don't remember what it was. That's crazy.
So this is just the numbers right now. So for the franchise tag for quarterbacks, it's $38 million. The 2024.
That's less than what he's making this year. I think.
But I think that's going to. So I think it's similar to like our actual RSO league. So some numbers will end up changing up or something like that. Well, that's what it said. So 38 mil for quarterbacks, 11.9 for running backs, wide receivers 21.8, tight ends 12.6.
Tight end get paid more than the running back. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah.
Other than that, I think that's I don't think there's anything else in the news really.
Oh, not in the NFL news, but on this Cerberus Gridiron Podcast news.
Oh, we got some news to share. Spit that out. Somebody, tell the DJ to play the theme music.
Hey DJ, play my theme music.
Kick that beat.
So we finally got our first sponsorship we got the first sponsorship ever on this Gridiron Podcast. We are now sponsored by Better Sportsbook, one of the dopest sportsbooks out there, brand new. It's in the beta phase right now, but if you it's in the beta phase right now, as you can see up on the screen. It's in the beta, but we do have a promo code. We got a promo code.
Tell me that promo code.
So the promo code is, you're going to see it down there at the bottom. It is, when you log into the app, use your email, but put in CGP bets and then 5. And then whatever amount that you want to put on, you can put $5 down. They will match it. If you want to put $10 down, they'll match it. They'll match anything up to $250.
Oh, snap. Off that initial
off your initial what you put down. So whenever you do, go on and put down CGP bets BETS 5 in the promo code, and we would greatly appreciate that, because this is our first sponsorship. We're gonna try to get some new thumbnails and everything, just to showcase the new sponsors, and we're glad to be working with Better. Now, if I did have like an Apple product, I would try to show y'all up on the phone like how it looks and everything, but I ain't got no Apple product. It's all about Team Android over here.
Boo.
Team Android. But that's what we would like to say. Thank you once again for our first sponsorships for Better. Greatly appreciate them and everything that they do. And we will be using them on the regular, showing y'all like certain bets that we end up doing and trying to help y'all get some money.
That is BETR
app.
And I will be signing up. Now I will be using my CGP bets 5 promo code. Might start with a little hundo. Put me in, starting with $200. See if I can't quadruple my money and then cash out.
Shoot, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Our last guest that we had betting with Chasse, he ended up telling me about his promo code. I used it. Only put 5 down. But you want to know something?
He cheap, y'all.
Your boy ended up winning.
Let's go.
End up winning 2 times up in a row. So I'm up $10 now, 15. So
look out.
Nah, but I do want to do one. I do want to put to see if I can turn $100 into like 1,000. That's what I want to see if I could do that. So I will try to do that during the season, and then just give that away to like a charity or something like that.
Let's go.
So that's what I'm gonna try to end up doing. See if we can do something special like that. But we will go back to the nice segments now. Everybody, you already know what we're about to do. We're about to zig and zag at this moment. So we are back at it, and this is what everybody was waiting for. In this next segment, we are going to discuss how our co-host, Mr. Kcamp, won his championship up in the league that we're actually in together. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want to give you the actual insights of the steps that like he took, instead of me always talking, running my mouth saying about me winning my championships, going back to back to back to back.
He ain't done that yet. He's trying to
I
go for that.
ain't done that yet, everybody. But
you ain't done it back to back. Have you done it back to back?
That was this past year was back to back.
Back to back. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, did he win back to back?
I'm trying to go back to back to back to back like that. Like, what was that song again? What's my theme music? Fabulous.
That theme music.
Bombs. You already know it's about to go back to back to back to back. But that is what we're going to end up doing. So where you want to start, Mr. Kcamp? Where you want to start? Like, do you want to start doing like the off season? You like what you was thinking about? Your process whenever you was looking at the rookies.
It's been a few years. So this was
dust
when
them cobwebs off.
Yeah, I had to get them cobwebs off.
We got to dust them cobwebs off, everybody.
I got the WD-40 this season. No, we coming with it. I made the playoffs last year, but just saying, it's been a while. I ain't touched that championship game. I miss it. I touched it in our other league, but I need to touch it back here. So, right, how do I even start from the very beginning? I'm trying not to be long-winded because I tend to be long-winded. But it started, I don't know, sometime in the mid of the season when I realized my team was trash. I think most of my team was hurt, so I was just like, you know what? Let's just focus on the upcoming draft. And in our league, if you lose, the bottom six, they play for number one spot in the playoffs, right? So my team was good enough to make the play. My team was good enough to win the losers, what we call the losers bracket, to get the number one overall pick. I had the number one, and then I had the number 5 originally. I think it's what it was. Was it 4? That was 4. No, it was 5.
It was 5. Okay.
Pretty sure it was 5. It was 5. So I had the number 1 overall pick, and I had the 5th overall pick. And throughout the last 8 weeks of the season, I'm doing research on my rookies. I do it every year, but I don't know. I was locked in. I don't know. But so I'm starting doing my research, and right, this was the year that Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, was it ETN? Not ETN. ETN.
Yep. ETN.
That was that. This was that rookie class that came out, right? And so I'm doing my research. So I had the 1 and the 5, and me and my co-host, we made a trade for me to move up. I had the 101, the 105, and I had a 201. I moved up from 105 to 103, and then I traded my 201 to my co-host. He had 103. So it was somebody else, though. Somebody else big name that I was thinking of, because I think, who'd you get it? Who went at 4? You remember who went at 4?
Probably everybody out there is probably the worst trade I've ever done. Not really, man. It wasn't the worst. It's just the outcome at the very end. I ended up losing to him in the championship game. So that's the reason why I said
it was the player I chose at one, which I would have chose this player at 1. So I had the 101 and 103. I would have chose this player at 101. But somebody in that league who was no longer in that league was talking smack. He was like, "Oh, we know who he's gonna pick at 101." So I was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna pick him at 101. I'm gonna pick him at 103 because I already knew who my coach was gonna pick at 102. So the guy I wanted at 101, I can get at 103, just like the Boston Celtics did with Jason Tatum." Anyway, so obviously, I drafted Kyle Pitts at 101. He drafted Najee at 102, and then I came back with Jamar Chase. My goal at that point, since I had lost, my goal was let's just make the playoffs, right? Let's just make the playoffs this year, and then we can kind of go from there. And if you listen to any of this, is episode 51. If it's most of the episodes, 52, you know that my motto is if I can get a top 10 player at the quarterback, one at the running back, one at the wide receiver, and then one at the tight end position, that'll pretty much all but shoe you in to make the playoffs, right? So that's my goal. I can't remember. I traded for Matthew Stafford. This is the year they won too. So I traded for Matthew Stafford. I had Joe Mixon. Just wait for him to pop. I knew he had the talent in him. I knew he would have a good year. I think he finished like the fourth best running back that season. Matthew Stafford, he was a top 10 quarterback. I had Stefon Diggs. I think he was just like year 2 with the Buffalo Bills, so he was putting up numbers. And I traded also. I traded for Travis Kelce. I traded for Travis Kelce in I think maybe like week 5 or week 6. The guy who I traded when he wanted Kyle Pitts. It wasn't straight up. It was I had Antonio Gibson, so I gave him Antonio Gibson, and no, he gave me Travis Kelce and Antonio Gibson, and I gave him DeAndre Swift and Kyle Pitts. But that put me, which Kyle Pitts would have finished top 10 too. So anyway, I got Travis Kelce. Obviously, he was going to be a top 10 tight end. So I had my foursome. Pause. I had my foursome, right? So I knew, okay, boom, I'm playoff bound. And so I just now you just need like one kind of outlier, right? One kind of person, somebody that everybody's sleeping on, who gonna pop, like last year's Puka Nacua or last year's Kyron Williams, right? Who's gonna pop for you? Who's gonna be that X factor that nobody expects you kind of get for cheap, and it's gonna have a breakout year? Well, mine was Jamar Chasse, and when I drafted Jamar Chasse, my goal for him was like 75 catches, 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Well, he crushed it, obviously, right? I think he had around about 70 catches, between 70 and 75 catches, but he had like 1,300 yards, and he had, I think, 13 touchdowns, I think, his rookie year. Something crazy. So that's why he's mad, because he would have picked Jamar Chasse, and that was a trade that's how I played him in the finals, and Jamar Chasse had a pretty good finals game. I think my whole team did good though, but I think he had a pretty good game though, didn't he? Jamar Chasse in the finals.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to look it up right now to see what he had.
So Jamar Chasse, he was my X factor. He was my outlier, right? And I would even, when I drafted Jamar Chasse, I wouldn't even try to start. I didn't start Jamar Chasse until like week 6 or week 5, but he just kept producing. So I was like, I kept winning. I went 16-1. Right, so I lost one game in the regular season, and of course, obviously, I was undefeated in the playoffs. But he just kept producing, so I like, I'm gonna start a lineup. I think I had Adam Thielen and I had Chris Godwin. Those were basically most of my starters, and so I had that outlier, and Jamar Chasse was my outlier. So going back to it, like I said, get you a foursome of top 10 at the running back. Maybe just one quarterback, a wide receiver, and a tight end. You can get that. Those are top 10. You should be a shoe-in for the playoffs. And after the playoffs, man, it's kind of like I think that the regular season is tougher than the playoffs. The playoffs is kind of luck to me. It's kind of luck to me. He thinks it's the opposite. He thinks it's tougher in the playoffs. But I think you got to get there to even, to try to win a championship.
Well, the reason why I would say that it is tougher is because it's sort of like our argument that we do as of right now. And people let us know down up in the comments like what you personally think. Do you think fantasy is 80% skill and then like 20% luck? Or do you think it is 80% luck and then 20% skill?
Oh, that's a big swing. No, I mean, if you're I'll say it's 80% skill and 20% of luck. 20% is luck.
Okay.
20% is luck, but I was saying like the playoffs,
I know we was talking about, I know we was talking about something, and then that's where the range. I forgot like what our percentage was, like going back and forth. But me personally, I think the whole playoffs is an actual skill. I don't think it's luck at all. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at some of these other podcasters out there and anybody that is given analysis and like in depth, the first thing that they're going to end up telling you about right before the playoffs comes is, hey, you need to get this person up on your team, trade for this guy here. He has a great matchup coming up in the playoffs. Like, I think he's going to do well. And if you are a great physical fantasy player, that's the one thing that you're going to do. You're physically going to look for those matchups earlier in the season, way before the guys that are up in the podcast are coming in, like maybe 2 weeks away, like right before the playoffs, saying, "Hey, make sure you try to go get this guy." Nah, don't even do that. Like, start looking like halfway in the season. If you know that there's a guy has a great playoff schedule, start looking then, and try to make trades ahead of time. So whenever you do have the guys, you physically know, like, hey, the matchups is this. The reason why I'm saying it's mostly a skill is because, prime example, in the last, so he ended up beating me in that year. And then the year prior to that also as well, I got beat as well. But when I did get beat, the guys' matchups were like crazy. I'm talking about, this is when back in the day when Mike Evans went for like 30 or 40 points up in the championship game. And whenever you're looking at his actual schedule, like the playoff schedule, he had a nice, sweet schedule, like starting off in the semifinals, then up in the finals. And as you're looking at it, when you're going up against that, there's nothing you could do. You could try to, hopefully that he slips on like a rock or something like that, up on like the actual sprinkler. But we don't want people to get hurt. But you already know you're just going to take your daggone butt whooping. But that's why I say it's mostly a skill, because everybody's telling you what to do. You have to physically be ahead of the game and to be ahead of the curve just to get, just be able to win.
I mean, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. In fact, I agree with everything you're saying. I just think that I just think that it's more luck than skill. So I'm not saying that skill didn't play a part. Luck doesn't play a part. I just think there's more luck. Those last 3 weeks or 2 weeks, it's luck. Because for an example, in our other league, in the Power League, your favorite Arthur, he throughout the regular season, I think he had lost 1 game or 2 games, and he put up the most points. He should have technically, won it, but he lost. He lost to me. I think he lost to me in the semifinals. His boys just didn't show up. His boys didn't show up. So that's just tough. They show up all year and they get to the end, and they don't. The last 2 weeks or all that and week 7, week 16, they don't show up. That's just, I don't know. I think that's just bad luck. You want to say? You know what I'm saying?
I will say that instance right there, whenever his team ended up losing, if you looked at, and this is just where it comes in again, like really how much depth and like how much research are you physically doing right before you get to the playoffs? Like when you look at like all the matchups, like he didn't have any good matchups. Like that finals weeks, like the guys who was his studs didn't have good matchups, and that's when you have a stud, you just play a stud. And there's some people out there that they will sit a stud just for the matchup, just to see what they ended up getting. But I do remember that's when he physically, I mean, like all the matchups was all bad. Like there was nothing good in like any single one of those matchups.
I want to look at.
You trying to find it?
Something. No, I'm trying to look at. I don't want to stack. I don't want to ask. I want to stack this, but I don't want to ask. I want to look up because I played Lamar Jackson in that other league. And that was the week he had 15. That's 15. That's when he had five touchdowns. And I want to see who they played, just for shits and giggles.
What, 2021?
No, last year.
Oh,
They used to show me my game, man. I don't want to ask. I just want stat news. I'm curious. Like, okay. Who did he play that week? I don't know.
What they played the what's the name? They played the Dolphins.
They played the Dolphins in week 17 when he had 5 touchdowns.
I'm guessing it's week 17 because it was he had 5 touchdowns and then he passed for 321 yards.
I mean, I guess they're not. Dolphins aren't good, right? Their defense isn't like that. So I was just trying to. Don't show me that. They changed. That was just changed they changed the way they do things now. I don't like it. No.
You can't see all the. I don't think you can see all the stats that you want to see there.
like I used to could when they do that.
Hey man, you gotta evolve, man.
No, but you're making it tougher. They even show like the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? They showed me a little bit of fantasy, and that's annoying. Yeah, that was definitely against Miami, 56-19. 320 yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, I guess they was gonna suck, right? It's the Miami Dolphins in the cold in the winter. They was gonna bitch up like they always do. I lost, man. Dude had like a perfect passer rate. I mean, what am I gonna do? I guess that's not luck. Him blasting off like that. I don't know how many points he put up that game, 30-something, 40 points, but there it is. So damn, yeah, there it is. Sure stank, man. Damn.
So what are some moves? So what are some moves that you regret that you made during that season that you wish you could end up like taking them back?
My championship season, or just like any regrets? Period. I don't know if I have any regrets
during your championship season.
I mean, shit, I didn't have any regrets because I went 16-1. Shit, I even got revenge on a person who beat me in week 4. I don't have any regrets. You know, I appreciate y'all beat down my door trying to get the trade through. You and the guy who traded me, Travis Kelce, because I mean he tried to trade me Travis Kelce for like 4 weeks before I finally said, all right, let's do it. And then you call me. Who knows how much time that offseason trying to give me the trade? So I don't have any regret. Do you have any regret?
I already told you, man. I regret that trade.
I don't have any regrets.
Well, like it was to the point where I knew for a fact I couldn't get who I wanted. Like it was like you picking the poison. Like I couldn't get because the guy because I had 1.02, 1.03, I think, or 2.03.
Yeah. You had 1.02. Yeah, 1.02 and 1.03.
I think.
You did have 3.
I think I had 3.
So you could have got, and you kept asking me who I'm taking. And I kept saying it's between Jamar, Najee,
because that's the reason.
And Pitts.
And the Pitts. So like I knew for a fact that you weren't gonna take Pitts up in if I kept 1.02 and 1.03, I knew Jamar Chase was gonna be gone regardless.
I don't know. Off the rip, yes, I'm taking Jamar.
So that's the reason why I was trying to go back and forth. And like at the time, like Najee did good, like his rookie year. So I can't knock that.
Being last year, yeah, you was trying to. So you supplemented not getting Jamar Chase and got Rashad Bateman at 201. Okay,
yeah,
I'll get Rashad Bateman. I do a tear down. I'll give Rashad Bateman. He's supposed to be that good. He's supposed to be. Let's see what he can do. But you were not. Yeah, you was not. So I guess you went out high on Kyle Pitts enough to get him. Okay, you wasn't to get him at 103. Yeah, I kept my shit close to the vest, but yes, I was taking Jamar Chase at 103. And then once we made the trade, right before you even made the trade, he had to tell me, okay, I'm taking Najee. He had to tell me I'm taking Najee. Or even then, I wouldn't have made the trade. He had to tell me, and he had to stick to it. I'm taking, bro. You don't need about lying. I don't do that. Don't do that. He don't do that. So he had to guarantee me that he was gonna take because I don't. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's no way you were getting Jamar Chase because I was getting him at 1. That was the end. So yeah, I don't have any regrets that season. I mean, I went 16-1. No regrets. I got to get back to it. And I'm trying to think if I had any regrets of like any of my trades. I don't really trade that often. I may have some regrets as far as picking, but not as far as trading.
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm looking over. So for everybody out there, right there, like we're looking at the 2021 season. We are going over how Mr. Kcamp, the actual co-host, won his championships. He's giving the strategy and then the breakdown of what his mind process was whenever he was going through each steps. And as I'm looking at the draft that he ended up doing, just looking at this draft period. Like you got some of the hitters. I say there's probably only I can count maybe 6 to 7 hitters out there. You got Najee, who fell off. You got Jamar Chasse, which is still doing his thing. You got Travis Etienne. You had Javonte Williams, but he ended up getting hurt. So once he got hurt, he kind of slumped down.
Mm-hmm.
You had Devonta Smith, and then you had Jalen Waddle. And that's everybody up in the first round who personally, I think, did what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
The
Their rookie year. You mean their rookie year? Okay,
yeah, their rookie year. Because you have Michael Carter, which I don't even know why somebody selected him. You have Trevor Lawrence, which he was the number 1 quarterback overall. You have Trey Sermon, which I don't know why anybody selected him either. You had Terrace Marshall, and you had Elijah Moore. So that was the first round for us, like for then. But all the other guys in the second round, nobody really hit. The only one true hitter and straight quitter is your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown in the second round.
And he went at 209.
And got him at 209. But then that same owner ended up trading him away. So
I don't even know what he traded him for. Even now, I still don't know what he traded him for.
Bag of peanuts.
And he likes to throw up. I drafted him. I drafted 209. Yeah, man. But what's the point? You getting a stud and then trading him for peanuts? That ain't what. Is that the goal? So that's the goal. That's the goal. Okay, that's the goal.
Yeah. So that was during the draft process. Like there really wasn't that many hitters up in the 21 draft. Like. Also, I did see that you ended up getting Stefon Diggs. I think isn't that the year that like we was going back and forth and we was talking about how much do you think you're going to be able to pay him just to get him because you end up letting him walk, but then you tried to re-sign him again.
Yeah, I don't try to. I did for cheaper.
I know that's what I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was that? The same guy that told me, he's going to draft Jamar Chasse at 1. Yeah, I am, but just so you know, I'm gonna draft Cal 51 just to throw it in your face. But yeah, so I had the original draft right. I had Stefon Diggs, but his contract was up, and I'm weighing. I think like to tag him or to resell it was like $40 million. I don't really want to drop 40. I think I can get him cheaper. I think I can. And I got him for what did I get him for? He's still on my team. He's still on there. I think I should be.
You ended up getting him for, and just so everybody knows, the league that we are in, it is Reality Sports Online. It is the only platform that lets you do auction with salary cap, just like the NFL. And we're not talking about doing auction and you physically doing other. There are other platforms that let you do auction and then contracts. But this is the only one that I know of that physically lets you use the original salary cap that the NFL has every single year.
Love that. Love it.
Because then you really can put your actual GM hat on and physically show other people why you are the best GM out there. It's not like a...
Keep talking.
I was just gonna say it's not like a sleeper league where you can go ahead and just get your have all these studs and then you get to stack these studs until you're done. This league physically makes you think like a GM, like you're an actual NFL GM, and physically how to work and how to maneuver contracts off your rosters just to get certain players. So
yeah, I think he was like 40, and I was like, I don't want to get him, so I let him go to the auction. Right, he was my number one get to try to get back in the auction, to get him back. Right, I think if it costs me 40 to keep him, if I'm at 39 million a year, I won. Right, it's only $1 million, but I won. So I got him for 3. I got him for 3 years for $72.5 million. So like $24 million is what I got him for. Right, 48. Yeah, $24 million, 72 hours, 3 days. Yeah, so $24 million a year. So I saved myself $16 million. So that's also, all part of GMing, right? Knowing your other GM, what they're gonna do, who they value the most, what can I do to get him? So yeah, I got him for cheap because I think that's his second year in Buffalo. Might have been his first year in Buffalo. second or first year in Buffalo, and we know how he did in Buffalo. He balled out, especially those first 2-3 years. So yeah, obviously he was a top 8 wide receiver, and I think Jamar Chase finished like 5 or something like that. So yeah, you gotta be smart, gotta be mindful. I'm all about getting the best value for the cheapest price. I'm over here playing game theory. I don't know what else doing. I'm over here playing game theory. I'm hearing Tyreek Hill is going to go for $80 million a year for 4 years in our league. That's, to me, that's ridiculous. That is literally a third of your salary cap. 820, like 240. What's the salary cap? Two, whatever.
Like 230, 234.
230. That's almost a third of your salary cap on one player. You really gonna do that? So hey, is he worth it? And again, let's hope he ain't listening, right? But he should already know this. It's Miami. What does Miami do when it gets cold? What do they do? What did Lamar do to them on New Year's Eve last year? They put up 19 points. I don't know what Tyreek had, but it couldn't have been that good. They only had 19 points. So you're gonna spend all that money for somebody who regresses in November, December when weeks 12 through 16 are played, 17 are played. Now, now if you get it for cheap, that's a different story. If you're gonna pay $80 million, you're $8 million man. I need you to show up when it's playoff time, right? When it's the last 6 weeks of the season into the playoffs, of fantasy playoffs. I need you to show up then.
So if we are talking about the last, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Excuse me.
These last 3 weeks, I don't know. Like these might be a little difficult. So the only one that I think that's gonna be difficult for Miami is so since he was talking about the Miami Dolphins, I just went to look at their schedule, everybody out there. So you have the Dolphins play at the Houston Texans
it's a dome
in the first round of the playoffs. The next round,
that's week 15, right?
That's what I'm assuming. I'm just looking at the schedule. I didn't count up the weeks or anything like that.
No. I mean our fantasy week though. Very first week of playoffs, week 15. Okay, go ahead.
That's week 15. Then the next week they go up against the 49ers. So that's gonna be a tough matchup right there. So actually, those first two games are gonna be tough, but we'll see what's gonna happen because we know D'Amico Ryans' defense did show up as they did make the playoffs and everything. And then in the championship game, they will be going up against the Cleveland Browns
at
December at Cleveland.
See, it's freezing cold. They play outside, right?
Yeah, they play it outside.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm double checking. So, what you think Tyreek gonna do if he makes the playoff? What do you think he gonna do?
So that's the thing. So that's the thing about it. It's not even about Tyreek. It's about his quarterback because you got to remember he played in Kansas City. And it was freaking cold.
Touche.
So it's like
it's the
QB.
Miami culture at this point. Yeah, go ahead.
Like his QB physically, we already know who his QB is. The QB is back-to-back Super Bowl champs. He's trying to play just like what I'm trying to do right now. He's trying to be that fabulous bomb. I'm going back-to-back. Theme song. Wow.
Do it one time, they're gonna still think it's luck. Got to hit with the repeat. Do it 2 times, they're gonna still doubt. Now I got a 3-peat. So hey.
Yeah, we're gonna 3-peat over here, everybody.
Nah, I'm about to put a stop to that. I guess can't nobody else put a stop to it, but me and my man Dreadnought can put a stop to him in the championship game if he make it again this year. So I guess it's got to be one of us to put him down. And I'm still mad at Dreadnought last year. I got a bone to pick with you, Dreadnought.
Yeah,
just so you know. Forever.
I shouldn't have even been in the playoffs, to be honest with you.
Shouldn't have been. He traded him CMC. I said, Lord.
For Najee.
For Najee Harris. Yes,
like
CMC price tag is like $50 million. And he's on his contract for the next 2 years. However, I knew he was going to ball out. I know he's going to do that good, but I knew he was going to ball out. And so, long story short, my cohort had 2 players put up over 400 points in fantasy. And when you can do that, and one of them was on a rookie contract. So when you can do that, that like I was saying, that's your outlier, right? That's your He was waiting on him to take that leap. CeeDee Lamb took that leap. He on a rookie contract. He cheap. So he can afford to spend money on CMC. Like he can afford to pay CMC $40-50 million. Because I got somebody who's going to put up 400 points. It cost him $8 million or whatever it was costing him. You know, so game theory. It's all about that. The economics of it. You got to know that. You have to know that. You got to understand that. It's just like in real life, where to put your money. If I have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, I can go pay Myles Garrett. I can go pay Joey Bosa. You know, I could go pay our top 5 wide receiver. It's the same thing. It's just the economics of it.
But the one thing I will say, when I did make that trade, everybody out there, this year your boy is hurting.
Because you talking about money wise? But
yeah, I'm hurting money wise.
How's your team looking as far as go ahead?
My team is still looking good, but it's just like what everybody would say, and that's what I'm trying to get people to understand and learn whenever you are doing a dynasty league. If you have the exact same roster that you had going into the championship round, 9 times out of 10, you are not going to win it again. You need to switch it up a little bit. And that's what I had to do. Like I changed up 2 to 3 players and got right back into the championship. This year, I don't think I changed up anybody. So it's going to be interesting to see what. And that's mostly because of the money.
Because of the money. I'm looking at his money now. He got padded at $41 million.
My whole team
You had to pick up CeeDee Lamb's 5th year and Jonathan Taylor's 5th year, so that was 30 apiece.
Yep.
He's a little cap struck. He's got to try to make a trade. Got to probably try to get off that Pat Mahomes contract. That'll probably help him out a little bit.
See, the only thing about that is getting off Pat Mahomes. I think he's about to go off this year.
Right, so he might be worth the 41.4. So yeah. But again, just looking at his team, right, y'all. He's a playoff team. He has a Pat Mahomes, top 10 quarterback. Christian McCaffrey, he will be a top 10 running back. Jonathan Taylor, I think he will be a top 10 running back. Amon-Ra still got him for cheap. He will be a top 10 wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, he will be a top 10 wide receiver. That's 5. And he got Sam Laporta. He will be a top 10. So he's playoff bound, right? But he needs that, like you said, it's tough to get somebody to do that. He need that flex. Somebody that don't nobody expect to come out. And he might not need it because that's 6 players at top 10. I was only saying 4. That's 6.
You want to know something? I got another one that's going to be top. I think I have a player on my bench that I think he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver this year.
Looking at his who? You think McCall got Corley? Because I know you're not high on AD Mitchell, even though you got him. That's funny. You got him, but this whole season he ain't high on him. But he got him for cheap though. He got him for cheap.
He was a 3rd round pick, dog.
He was a 3rd round pick. It was a dart throw. I don't blame you. Oh man, I guess it's maybe Jaden Reed.
I think Jaden Reed's gonna take that. I think he about to.
So
I think he about to go through
his outlier. Ain't nobody expecting. He got him for $1.4 million. If he has a top 10 season, that can prepare my co-host to win in the championship, back in the championship game. Even though he's cash strapped, he still got them studs. Got some studs. He still has some studs.
Yep. So just to recap what we talked about, we went in the news and shoot, man, we went on the co-host's his strategy of what he did, and just to break it down and let me know if I missed anything. He said he assessed his team the actual prior year, and he knew his team wasn't going to make it. So if you know that your team's not going to make it, start assessing your team early and trying to get those draft picks, and so you can get closer into and understand your actual format, just like what we're trying to do. We're trying to give as much knowledge as possible. Understand the format, understand your owners personally, and then see what moves and players that you can move off your team to actually get better assets for the next up and coming year. Then on top of that, so that was the year prior. Then during the draft season, he started already looking at the draft prospects that was coming out prior, because his team he already knew his team wasn't going to be that great. And sit back and relax. We're going to be zigging and zagging. We're going to give you those prospects who you should be looking at the year prior. So after he looked at that, then he understood that coming into the rookie year, he knew what wide receivers, what running backs were coming out that year, and then like what tight ends were coming out that year. So he was already ahead of the game of some of the other dynasty players out there right now, which it was just maybe a couple of them. Then his team pretty much just went off during the regular season. I think that is probably the highest record in our league, which is 16-1. The previous one was like a 15-2.
I think that was you.
Yes, I know. You ended up beating it. But so he just let his team do what his team was supposed to do, and he gave you the numbers. He didn't expect like Jamar Chasse just to do as good as what he did, but he gave him, it's like, hey, whenever I'm going into this league, his philosophy is he needs a top 10 quarterback, a top 10 running back, a top 10 wide receiver, and then a top 10 tight end. And that's the way he understands and that's his philosophy going through. And once it gets to the playoff, he just lets his players eat. Did I miss anything?
No, that was it's pretty good. It's pretty good synopsis. That's pretty much it. You know, that I think you make the playoffs, and after that, I don't say it's a crapshoot. But after that, it's a lot of luck involved. But I'm not saying don't try to make a move before the playoffs, before your trading period ends. Don't get to try to make a move. But you know, if you can afford it, you can do it. I can be a little frugal. So, hey, you brought me there. Take me there.
Pretty much. So, I guess that is we're about to let it go, man. Like, man, it was a great podcast, man. We got to figure out why people ain't giving us 5-star ratings. No, I'm just playing. But thank you once again for listening to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. We greatly appreciate what you do, and then you're actually physically listening to and giving the insights that we're giving to you. Let's get down up in the comments and let us know, because we might end up doing something special. I don't know yet, man. It depends on if we can get up to like 150 subscribers, and then like maybe like maybe a couple likes before this hint game ends up getting released. We might be giving away some prizes for that game. So might go up into the wheelhouse and go on and purchase a couple of them.
You know what? I got half on. I got half on the 150th subscriber. I don't know. If can you tell that? You tell who's the 150th person? You can tell that, right? You can tell that. Surely
no, but we're gonna put it up in the comments. Like they got to comment to the video. Like we got to get this up to a certain amount of likes. Like people commenting down up in the comments. That's who's going to be entered into the drawing. But they also have to be following. They also have to be following up on the IG and up on the Twitter as well, or on the X.
And you have to give a review, a good review, 5-star review, 5-star rating, and a good review. And you got to be following on the platforms. Yes. And
do you want to include Beta too? You got to sign up for Beta. Include Beta.
I mean, they are already winning for Better. You know, we're gonna match up to 250. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, sign up for that. That's just free money.
Yeah, that's pretty much free money.
Get that 250.
So go on, hit us with those 4 check marks right there. Sign up for Better using the promo code, and all you gotta do is deposit $5. That's all you gotta do is deposit $5.
But you can go up to
the minimum, but you can go to 250. Follow us on X and IG, and once we figure out that you have been following on there, and then comment down below, and then we will enter you into the drawing of maybe that NCAA 2025, and then up on PS5 and Xbox. So
you gotta have a PS5 at least. I found out the hard way. Yes. PS5
or Xbox. But Any last words you want to say, Mr.? So I pretty much just gave like stuff. So if people don't listen to the very end, that's on them. Like, might end up cutting it out as like a promo and then putting it out there like, oh shoot, if we get up to 150 subscribers, such and such, and you comment down, people gonna be like, oh shoot, let me go and subscribe and follow, sign up. Let's get this. Because like what we said, I'm just trying to get back to the community, man. This is just a lot of people like the game. Some people are willing to buy it, and some people can't afford to buy it. Like you just doing what you can.
We don't want a free game.
Yeah.
Hey, we thank everyone who came out today. Oh, they didn't have my saying go. How my saying go? Oh, we thank y'all for coming out. We know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we appreciate that. Spread love, not hate.
Spread love, not hate.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Cerberus Gridiron Podcast, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.
So, we have officially. Hold up now. Where's it at?
I see it.
Trying to get it, but it ain't there yet.
Group chats, everything. TikTok feed.